Hi, welcome to the Harvest Table. Thank you for joining me today. I pray this video finds you well and you will get a blessing from hearing what I have to share today. In our Sunday school class, I'm teaching on the subject of prayer, and so I wanted to include that subject in my video today, and maybe I will for several videos to come. I'm not sure. We'll see how the Lord leads me. But today we want to look at the Serenity Prayer, and the Serenity Prayer is one of the most famous prayers that we know today. It's often used in AA and it's used in NA as well. People find a lot of strength through the Serenity Prayer, and I'm going to read it to you in its original version. And it says, God give us grace to accept with serenity the things that cannot be changed, courage to change the things which should be changed, and the wisdom to distinguish the one from the other. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, taking as Jesus did the sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that you will make all things right. If I surrender to your will so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Amen. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know about you, but there's a lot of comfort for me in those words because there's something beautiful about releasing everything to Jesus, isn't there? And we do know that is part of what prayer is about, is surrendering our all to God. When we bow on our knees in prayer, our heart surrenders to Him. When we lift up our hands, we're surrendering to Jesus. And there's a song that I love so much that says, I surrender all. And to me, when you pray this serenity prayer, that is what you're doing as well. And it says it was originally written in the late 1930s to early 40s. And there are several people that have used this prayer that you might recognize the names. One of them is Whitney Houston on one of her first albums entitled Whitney. She had a reference to the Serenity Prayer on the rear cover. Another person is Neil Young. His album, entitled Reactor, includes the Serenity Prayer in Latin. The 70s rock group Boston sang about the Serenity Prayer in a song called Higher Power. Well-known rapper 50 Cent raps the first two lines of the Serenity Prayer in his song, Gotta Make It to Heaven. He says, famous 60s writer Kurt Vonnegut mentions the Serenity Prayer in his book, Slaughterhouse-Five. And many of you have probably read that book. It's a classic. And in 2004, punk band Blood for Blood titled their album Serenity, and they sing a song about the Serenity Prayer on track 2 of their album. Finally, Olivia Newton-John's album, Stronger Than Before, includes a title song, Serenity, and references the Serenity Prayer. So, when you feel like you don't know what to pray, maybe just reach out and find a copy of the Serenity Prayer and pray that prayer, because God truly hears our every prayer. And when you say those words to Him and mean them in your heart, I guarantee you, God is listening and He will guide you. He will help you surrender. He will help you find peace, and He will get you through your day. Some days there's a lot of storms. Some days there's just a perfect day. There's no storm cloud in the sky. You just have a beautiful, perfect day, and you just wish it would last forever. But we know those beautiful days don't always last. Sooner or later, the storm clouds come again, don't they? The storms rise up. Sometimes it's a sudden storm that just comes out of nowhere, it seems, and the rain just comes pouring down and torrential downpours and just washes away everything in its path. And sometimes the rain and the howling winds goes all night long, and you feel like it's never going to end. But you know what? God is the same God in each of those situations. So no matter what day you're having, surrender everything to God in prayer. God bless you. I'll see you next time.